In case you missed it, this past weekend, voters across the state made their voices heard during Saturday's election with the denial of all 4 constitutional amendments, leaving Governor Jeff Landry no choice but to head back to the drawing board. And as we head into the regular legislative session coming up soon, the question now is, how will state lawmakers respond?
It's certainly a policy defeat for the governor.
The voters of Louisiana have spoken, as the end result of the March 29th election will carry some interesting discussion as to what happens next. Louisiana voters overwhelmingly voted no to each of the 4 proposed constitutional amendments in the March 29th election.
I thought it was going to be a close election, but they could have gone either way. But this was sort of an overwhelming outcome.
The amendments range from allowing the state legislature to create specialty courts to sweeping changes to our tax code, to allowing the lawmakers the ability to choose what crimes juveniles will be charged as adults under, and changing the timing requirements for special elections. Each one denied ratification from voters in the Pelican State. Amid the failed amendments, Governor Jeff Landry said in part, quote, "We realize how hard positive change can be to implement in a state that is conditioned for failure," end quote. KALB political analyst Greg LaRose says the most surprising part of the election was the results on those amendments and the margin between votes.
We had an idea that it would be close, and we knew that there were concerted efforts to defeat all 4. Which was pretty unique, that you didn't see opposition kind of concentrating on 1 or 2, but all 4.
And for voters, according to Stephen Procopio with PAR Louisiana, these amendments were a lot for them to digest.
I think the big issue was it was a lot of information for people to digest, and people have busy lives. You know, they are trying to raise their family. They are trying to, put food on the table and go to work. So to sit down and digest, really, and very complicated. Even for PAR, it was a lot of work to try and put that down.
Now, as state lawmakers head into regular session, Procopio says some key topics will include insurance, restructuring of the Department of Transportation and Development, along with Louisiana economic development, and teacher pay.
I think now you're going to see implications for the budget. I think legislators are going to be trying to find a way to fund something for teachers. Whether they can come up with $200 million in recurring money to pay for an increase, that's going to be tough, because the governor basically proposed a standstill budget. There's a little money here and there he might be able to move around. They also could raise taxes as another possibility, though politically I think that's going to be tough. So do they do something, another one-time stipend? Even that, how do they fund that? So there's a lot of tough questions.